So hi, welcome to Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with.
Hi guys, I'm Phil.
And I'm John, and we're World's First Cinema.
And we have some questions to say about the upcoming EP Palm Reader. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys personally feel about it since the time of recording it's not announced yet?
Ooh,
Been a long time.
excited.
Yeah. I'm sitting on this one a lot longer than the average right to release scenario, just because we feel like a newer band and we were it fell on a time when we were starting to shop for a label home. So we'd finished the EP a really long time ago, and then the process of kind of finding the right label to sign with took a little bit longer than we expected. So it's been kind of a long time since we finished it, but it feels great now that it's done and it's out, and I think it's a good sign that we still love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I mean, like Phil said, it took a really long time to get it out there, but I'm really proud that this is our first release on Fearless, and we're really excited.
What's your cat's name?
Cat.
This is Egg.
Hi, Egg.
And/or Tuna.
Say hello.
Oh my god, it's a fucking awesome cat.
How long have you guys been sitting on this for?
Oh my. At least 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, one of the tracks, Love You Now, was like one of the first things we ever wrote. Like we've been sitting
God,
on
that's right.
forever.
Yeah.
It's
That
kind of that almost
like, I
feels
mean,
a little bit out of the loop on that EP, maybe like a tiny bit, but I think it's because like we kind of felt like if that song, because it was going to go on the first EP we ever did, Rituals, and then it didn't. We were like, we don't put it on this one, I don't think it'll ever see the light of day. But we've been playing it live and it went off really well and we really enjoyed it. So yeah, that one's old.
yeah, that one's ancient. I mean, that's like probably pushing 2 years old. I'd say the rest of the EP got figured out, mixed, mastered, I think like August of last year.
Okay.
So yeah, about a year old. And then Love You Now is a straggler, but I'm
Yeah.
really glad that it's seen the light of day because that one's chaotic and really fun. So
Hell yeah.
it'd be a bummer if it just, died in a corner somewhere.
Absolutely. Well, we didn't get to hear the full EP, but the single that announced the signing, it's a banger. It's an earworm.
Oh,
For sure.
that's good.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
It's the hope, right?
Of course.
So, is there any meaning behind the EP title or cover art?
Ooh, the cover art is going to be pulled from a really incredible piece of media that we shot. I'm not sure we can talk about yet.
Well, this is going out. I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it should be
Post
after
the
the video.
announcement of the EP, that's
Yeah.
where we're gunning.
So we're dropping this really incredible video that Phil and I literally just finished wrapping last week. And the cover of the EP is a shot of the marquee of the LA Historic Theater, where, World's First Cinema presents palm readers up in lights. And we shoot this incredible music video inside the theater itself of us performing the song and sort of Phil and I becoming a part of the theater itself and sinking into the walls. And so we're really excited about that. And we chose to make that marquee shot a hero piece of the EP actually after the fact, once we had worked on that music video, because we had another piece of art originally. And then the title is, Palm Reader is the hero track of the EP. It's a song I feel really strongly about. I think it paints this new direction for us really well. And it also brings a certain amount of just mysticism and theatrics to us with the lyrics that, Phil and I always strive to keep an element of that in the band. So.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for this EP?
Yeah, our writing process actually follows a pretty solid repetition at this point. It seems to be like 9 out of 10 songs follow the same idea, and it wasn't that way at the start, but it's fallen into this way. I think it works really well. Like generally speaking, John kind of starts an idea on piano, vocal, maybe just like a verse and a chorus, or maybe sometimes it's not even real lyrics, or sometimes it is, and just kind of like a top line demo in a very sort of pop production style, and then kind of brings it to me, usually a few at a time, and I'll kind of be like, that one's a fucking heater, and then I'll just sit with it and play with production, try weird sounds, and back and forth, and he might do some production stuff and send it back, and then I might like look at the writing and send it back, and it's very organic. But yeah, generally speaking, kind of, I've always thought it kind of feels like John is like 70% writer, 30% producer as a person, and I'm like 70% producer, 30% writer as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it just kind of fits this really easy thing where we're our strongest suits are the weakest in the other person, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've always really loved our process.
Yeah.
And it's been the same since we started, and we've never had to talk about it, and we've never butted heads on anything.
Yeah.
Really. There've been very few moments where we've like chosen veto power, but like, no, I like this, it's staying, or like, no, you're shit.
And usually that's more like version A or version B, and they're like basically the same. It's like, no, it needs to be slightly more there.
Yeah. No, our process is like one of my favorite parts of the band. And like Phil said, usually like I start things and I just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, and Phil comes in and he's like, oh my God, what's this? This is awesome. Or like, no, that's just not it. You're not thinking clearly. And we just pick something up out of this like pile of jumble of crap that, I've started. And then he just polishes it into this incredible piece. And then from there, we kind of trade back and forth with our different skills and fine tune it and nitpick it. And that's
I feel like there's this funny thing that's happened quite a few times where John will be like, oh, I've got this great thing. And like, this is the pre-chorus. And I'm like, no. That's the fucking chorus.
Yeah.
That's the verse. And it's like very bit of that. And then it's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fun. It's cool. We have a very like jigsaw puzzle piece kind of, way of working. It's cool. I've appreciated that from the start. It is one of my favorite parts.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome that you guys kind of just out of the gate knew what your roles were, and it's just like it's been working ever since.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what song off this EP took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
All of them.
I don't think
in terms of taking forever to write.
Yeah, I don't think one of them took longer. Like I say, same with the process of it all for us. It is kind of just we just write it and then that's it. Like it's very rare that we go back in and like really rewrite a song. So I don't know. I don't think that there was like any one that took longer than another one, but I'd say I think for me, favorite probably just is Palm Reader, just because it's very much like I feel like it's the most sort of signature our sound in terms of the production and the writing. It kind of ticks all those boxes, and I don't think any of those songs particularly sound like they could have been done by anybody else. But I think like Palm Reader especially is like there's not another band that you could be like, oh, they could have released that song. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say like maybe in terms of the trickiest, like Love You Now, just because there's a lot going on. It's a really weird song. I think it ended up coming out in like 7, like beat wise. It's like it doesn't really make any sense. It's like a bar of 4 and then like just tacked on bar of 3, and like the verses, they sound normal to your ear, but when you count them out, they don't make any sense. And there's all these like crazy arpeggiated string stuff in there. That one was a bit different structure wise, but other than that, no, I think everything flowed pretty well. It was fun to write.
And what's your favorite, John?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I do lean towards Palm Reader too, just because that's become such a like. It's just a bit different. I really do love them all. It's kind of like picking your favorite kid, but I think Palm Reader is like has something to it that I don't hear as often that I'm really proud to be a part of making.
Oh yeah. Getting me stoked for that song. Hell yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. You come out, it's just trash. You hear it.
Don't worry, I'll be letting you know. You guys are sitting here hyping it up. If it's bad, I'm letting you know.
You have misled me.
Very curious what your favorite lyric off of this EP is and the meaning behind it.
Well, that is a good question. There is this one the answer that seems to pop to mind for that question, for me at least, is in the song Holy Water.
I was going to take that one.
Verse, the turns out fear is just a crutch I had. I thought that was like a really fucking hard body line. Just kind of, when you think about the whole song and what it's talking about and what it means, and just that one just hits. I'm like, ooh, turns out fear was just a crutch I had. Like, oh yeah, that's gangster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's for sure.
It's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of a few moments in the songs. There's a really simple one in Palm Reader, like, 'cause it turns out Fear is just a crutch I had in Holy Water is a favorite of mine, but there's a way like less poetic, but more to the point one in Palm Reader. It's just like the chorus line. It's just like people come, people go. It's what they do. It's all that they know.
Mhm.
And it's really basic and straightforward, but like it's just sung in a really sad way, and it just like really bums me out, but also is like kind of eye opening at the same time. I don't know, that one always stuck with me because it's simple but strong.
Mhm.
And I feel proud of those moments when we're able to write something and it's a little less floral but still really impactful and just has that like weight to it, so
Yeah. Makes sense.
that's a standout to me.
All right.
Fuck yeah. So
Fuck
would
yeah.
you two... Fuck yeah. Would you two be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this EP?
Just trying to be fucking sick.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
I think
mean,
no, I joke around. I think it was just like we'd done our first EP, which was like super cinematic and sync heavy. That was the goal, because back then that we weren't necessarily going to do it like a band. And then the second EP was a lot darker and riffier, and we were just sitting on these kind of like light, not necessarily lighter, but more emotional, lighter tracks. And we knew that this was going to be the last thing we did before an album, and because it hit that. They're the kind of holy trifecta of what we do. Is like there's the cinematic stuff, the rocky dark stuff, and then the more emotional ballad stuff. And it felt like we've done an EP's worth of stuff of each of those genres. So it's like, cool, we'll do this, and then we're set up to do an album that can cover so much ground. And at least that was my thinking. That's when we put it together. It was like specifically putting together songs that felt like they all fit together in that flavor.
You mentioned like the goal of the first EP was like songs that could be on syncs. So at what point was like the shift for you guys of like, this is not just a band where we're gonna go get placements on TV and all that shit, and like it's gonna be a band?
Well, for one, we didn't get any fucking placements on TV, which was a huge deciding factor.
I remember it was like we'd written it was like when we wrote like our third or fourth song or something, we just started like talking about what it could be and how it would sound live and like how we could brand it and make it look. And it was like, oh yeah, then like we kind of have to do that way.
Well, I remember, Phil, you came in it with this like really clever angle, and you were like, yo, we gotta act like it's a band and brand it like it's a band, air quotes, and then like the sync that'll sell it to the sync team. And you're right, but like by the time we got done faking being a band, we just were a band.
Yeah.
The amount of work it takes, you're like, we'll just be a band.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Yeah, you might have more success with songs that you aren't just writing for TV anyway. The shit is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say, I will always strive to keep. That's like the cool lens through which I've at least been. I won't speak with Phil, but like I've been able to like view this project, like through that. Each song is like this like little vignette out of like a piece of theater or like a movie or something, and like viewing it through that lens has opened up a sort of like more creative outlet for me with this stuff. Instead of just like, let's make pop music, or like, let's make something that people are going to want to consume. Like, let's do something weird. And I think that has kind of helped stoke the engine for this project for me.
Okay.
For sure.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this EP for the first time? Should you do in the car with friends and dark with headphones on? Is workout EP, party EP? What do you guys personally recommend?
Just jam it out in the car. Maybe some headphones. It's not party music. Like I don't. Really,
yeah, you don't bum all your friends out.
Yeah, maybe light a candle and go and sit in the dark and listen to it.
Oh yeah. I think you should run a hot bath, light a candelabra, and put some incense on, and just listen to it. Yeah.
Go find
soak it up.
Hell yeah.
Sit in
All right.
Damn. Perfect. All right. So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this EP for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, no more, no less.
Cinematic,
Mhm.
riff.
Okay.
I would say it's theatrical, fantastic,
Ooh, those are good ones.
and it is thoughtful.
Okay.
Perfect.
Still, do you have a third word?
Yeah, what's your third?
I don't know. Interesting.
We'll take it.
Fuck
There you
yeah.
go.
We'll take it.
Nailed it.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the EP?
Ooh.
I want you to think that this is the best piece of music I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's
If it
the
doesn't bring that, then it fails.
it just we'll just give up now. Yeah, I don't want to just kind of like ride it like a roller coaster. It sounds corny, but there's a lot of like cool dynamics in it. You know, so these huge up, wide, massive, bright cinematic moments, and then these like quieter, more thoughtful moments in it, and it's cool. I'm excited for people to experience all the corners of the EP for sure.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. So are you guys able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album? Positive or negative? EP, my bad.
Ooh, having to wait for it for so long was a negative.
That'll do
That
it. Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah.
Like I had to, and I think I can speak for Phil, I had to like not listen to it for like 5 months and then listen to it again and like reignite, my reason for being in this business and like get excited about the songs again. And then, that was a little tough.
Yeah, I think so. I think as well, one other thing has been like mixing our tracks has always been slightly difficult just because it's kind of weird and the dynamics are really aggressive on it because it's like so cinematic and there's a lot of production stuff in there that like a lot of mix engineers feel like they just don't know what to do with, and we end up like losing all those dynamics. They just send these big, loud, compressed mixes back. So, not always, but like sometimes that's been kind of a challenge of like trying to keep it within that realm of like balancing the line between like kind of poppy, rocky tone and then the more like dynamic scoring kind of feel.
Yeah.
No.
Those are tricky ones.
So
Fair enough. Do you guys take like your songs, like each one to like a different mixing engineer, or have you guys been able to find your guy yet?
We
like a few guys.
Yeah, we have a few guys that we bounce around, and we've had success with all of them, and they're all lovely people. So some tracks are mixed by this guy, some tracks are mixed by that guy. But yeah, in general, we may change things up before release, but we have a lot of good engineers on our side, which has been awesome because Phil and I do, besides the mixing and mastering, we do everything between the two of us. So having some good heads that we can rely on at the end of that process is pretty critical for us.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Ooh.
Cherry Pepsi, salt and vinegar chips, Airheads.
Ranch corn nuts, beef jerky, and just a huge bottle of water.
All right. Fuck yeah. I was gonna judge you for the corn nuts, but I've recently changed my opinion on them. I do enjoy them now, so that's fair.
So this is a recent development for you.
Very recent.
It was very ironic. We actually interviewed a band talking about how much of corn nuts, and then the next day she had to publicly apologize to them on Twitter because she tried corn nuts and very much enjoyed them.
I fucking loved them.
Listen, I get it, and I get that you would judge someone. All other corn nuts suck too. It's only the ranch ones.
So this is bad because I had the fucking taco one.
That sounds atrocious. But I mean,
you're the one eating ranch flavored things, man. I don't think you can judge.
It is what it is. It tastes like my childhood.
Oh,
Can't knock
okay.
until you try it.
You threw a childhood thing in there? Damn, I can't make fun of that.
I know.
Fuck, come on,
I
man.
know.
Whatever. Damn. Okay. On the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
I feel Phil's gonna answer this, and it's gonna be something rancid.
Oh,
Be
Plate of baked beans.
nah, we'd be a butterfly chicken burger from Nando's.
Whoa.
oh. Sounds good as hell.
Because
A
it's
side of corn nuts.
All right. So for the last couple questions, going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Wow.
Nando's.
Ooh, ramen for sure. Pork ramen, but it'd be the tsukemen, I think it's called, the dippy noodles. Yeah. It'd be like the cold dippy noodles. That's when the noodles are cold, and then there's like hot, thick fish broth on the side. That would be it for sure.
Cool. And
For
what
me.
are you guys washing your meals down with?
Pepsi.
Beer,
I fuck hard with Pepsi.
some kind of beer. Do they let you have alcohol on death row? They don't.
I'm our death row, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have
Might
rules
have
here.
that.
Mm-mm.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
So that checks out.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
I would live in the world of What We Do in the Shadows because I want to be a vampire.
Yeah, that's relevant.
That's fair.
I would say Naruto,
Mhm.
but I feel like it's so much work being a ninja. I just don't think I could do that. I'm too lazy for that. So maybe Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
easier than being a ninja?
I mean, yeah, I'd probably be a peasant or something. I'd probably die in like a day and a half in Lord of the Rings, but I feel like Naruto, it seems like all they have to do is like work out and practice hand signs. I just can't be bothered. It sounds like too much work.
So you'd rather die than fucking like work out and be a ninja?
I mean, when you
makes
put
no
it like
I
fucking
think
that,
that says a lot about his personality.
That's
Yeah,
actually
just, like,
fucking crazy.
roll the dice and like, cast some spells, or maybe I get to be something cool like an elf, but yeah, I think I'd take my luck in Middle Earth. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've not have asked the last question. Every single person that we've spoken to has said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Blue, I think.
All right.
I like I mean, it depends on the thing, but like overall favorite color is like a burnt sunset orange.
That's good. Hell yeah.
Mm.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Oh, excited about the EP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen to What's Cinema.
We worked hard on it. Listen to it. Tell us if you hate it.
All right. Well, thank you. Silence Guys has been world's first cinema, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.